Hey footy fans, welcome back to Footy Fin, and I want to preview Bledisloe Cup Game 1 happening at Eden Park in Auckland this afternoon. A game that clashes with the Australian AFL Grand Final. There's not many organisations around the world that could make such a monumental scheduling screw-up, but Rugby Australia is one of those organisations. I said this in my video earlier in the week. It's a monumental failure on the part of Rugby Australia to schedule this Bledisloe game during an AFL Grand Final. Anyway, on with the preview. Now, the way things are going so far this year in 2025, and particularly in the Rugby Championship and recent form, I would say that if some things were slightly different, this would be the best chance that the Wallabies have to beat New Zealand in the last 15 to 20 years or so. I would say that would be the case if the Wallabies had Will Skelton, Rob Valentini and Tom Wright starting, and if the Wallabies weren't down to their third choice fly half, their third choice fullback, and their second or third choice starting scrum half. So massive injuries to the spine and to the forward pack. And ultimately, I think that's going to hurt. Any one of those in its own right would be, own right, no pun intended, would be a telling blow. But you put together, five key omissions and injuries, and it doesn't look good. On the other hand, the Wallabies have been adaptable. They've shown a bit more depth this year than in recent years. They do have Lukan Salakai-Lotto in at lock, partnering Nick Frost. LSL will add quite a bit of physicality there, and Nick Frost, some great work in lineouts and elsewhere around the park. They do have James O'Connor starting at fly half as they did in South Africa, but in a ridiculous set of circumstances. Again, Rugby Australia, don't know what was going on, but he flew over to England to join his new club Leicester, but within the first day of him being there, he was called back. I don't know what the hell went on there, but he's back. He's probably still jet lagged, doesn't know where he is, but hopefully he'll do okay. Tane Edmed on the bench. I should say I'm not going to run through the 23 players in each national team squad, man for man. If you want a good rundown of that, I recommend 2 Cents Rugby. Mark over there in New Zealand knows his stuff. On the side of the All Blacks, I mean, they're wounded. They're coming off their biggest ever defeat in terms of margin at home to the Springboks, 43 points to 10 in Wellington a couple of weeks ago. They're wounded. Some people are calling for Coach Scott Robertson's head. I think that's a bit far-fetched, and I don't know who else you'd put in there at this point. But they definitely have a point to prove. So as I've said before, the Boks did the Wallabies no favours by smashing the All Blacks, because they will come out firing and they will want to defend their Eden Park record. I'll come back to that soon. Their captain, Scott Barrett, is out, injured, supposedly, but Ardie Savea, who many are saying should be captain anyway and has been at different times, including when Sam Cane got sent off in the last Rugby World Cup final. Savea is captain. He'll lead from the front, as he always does. They've got scrum half Cam Roigard back. Others like Caleb Clark come in on the wing. He's got some good form against the Wallabies in the past. So look, the All Blacks are strong enough on paper, but they've had a patchy season. They've lost to Argentina in Argentina for the first time ever in this Rugby Championship. So their form's been a bit up and down as well. However, I'm not going to tip a Wallabies win here. I'm not tipping a Wallabies win in this game. They do have a chance, but they've got some key injuries, as I said. Eden Park, though. Eden Park in Auckland, the All Blacks have not lost there since they lost to France in 1994. They've had 2 draws in tests there, but they've not lost a test match there since 1994. And haven't we heard a lot about this? I've got to tell you, I'm over it. I'm sick of hearing of it. It's, I look at it as a bit of a statistical blip or anomaly, really. People talk about the fortress and, yeah, I don't know, but I'm over it. Sorry, New Zealanders and All Blacks fans. I'm sick of it. I want to see the end of it. And I just want to go back into history a little bit. In 2001, the Wallabies, that was still the end of the John Eales era. They had never beaten the All Blacks in Dunedin at Carisbrook, and they did so in 2001. 2025, earlier this year, in August, the Wallabies had not beaten the Springboks at Ellis Park in Joburg since 1963, and against all odds, they did that. So records are there to be broken. The Eden Park thing's going to come to an end sooner or later. But I'm not tipping the Wallabies to win this one. Maybe next week in Perth could be a different scenario. Anyway, we'll see. Bring it on. Always love the Bledisloe Cup. Just wish it wasn't on during the AFL Grand Final. Anyway, I'm going to go stick my head in a rolling ball. Till next time, enjoy the footy. Enjoy the Bledisloe Cup, the Rugby Championship, the Box v the Los Pumas, etc. See ya.